Hello everyone and welcome to this Digital Leaders AI Week webinar. My name is Lisa Hallett and I'm Marketing Director for TSO. TSO is part of Williams Lee, the leading global provider of tech-enabled business and marketing services, helping clients to manage and transform processes. TSO primarily works with public sector organisations to create, manage and publish content to meet the needs of and engage with specific audiences. And I'm delighted to be here today with Manoj Paul, who's Chief Creative Alchemist and has been looking at how generative AI can be used in production level campaign and creative workflows. So hi Manoj, would you like to take us through your presentation?
Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be part of this webinar. I'm really excited to be talking about one of the most exciting topics in the marketing communications and business communication space right now. And it's all about accelerating marketing and communication campaigns using generative AI tools. So let me just dive in. So generative AI, as everybody knows, it's not just a technology trend. It's a ecosystem of tools that can help you deliver very effective, highly efficient services, and which is also accessible and completely remediated, and making sure that you know uh, falls in line with all the policies that a company might have, and it's aligned with the innovation that's happening in the space. So a quick introduction to the AI ecosystem, how it is positioned today. So we have four buckets primarily in the ecosystem, starting with creation AI, which we will be focusing on today. Uh, this is primarily where we use various tools for creating collaterals or marketing communication assets for various business needs. And then we have automation AI, primarily tools that will help you to optimize your business processes, bringing in bots and other utilities that will help you to improve how work is done. Transformational AI is the third bucket, where the tools are primarily focused on doing predictive analytics on trends, and helping companies make the right decisions when it comes to how businesses are done, or how to optimize certain processes. Analytics AI is the last bucket, where tools help you to mine the data, to study them, recognize those patterns, and then apply into the transformational AI phase, where you use these data insights that you get, and then you analyze and help you to optimize businesses by taking the right decisions. So let's look at some of the application areas of generative AI. Primarily, you have text generation, where there are tools available which will allow you to generate content, be it creative copywriting for your ads, campaigns, or any events that come up, or you want to write long form content for your booklets or books, or any reports that you would like to generate, even drafting and summarization from existing content, and of course creating multilingual content from a single language. So there are tools available to take care of every aspect of content generation. In visual creation, we have tools that help you to generate images, and in the process you can build your mood boards, you can build sketches, and conceptualize on your ideas. Basically, these tools become your one-stop shop for brainstorming your ideas and helping you to pre-visualize your campaign concepts, or any event collateral, or any promotional material that you want to do. You can quickly iterate on the visuals using these tools. And the same goes for video production. You can build storyboards. If you have a basic idea of what video you want to produce, these tools will help you to build the storyboards, and then build out the mood boards, and eventually do the post production and the video generation from these using these tools. Audio and speech tools help you to augment your video production, and it's possible to create multilingual audio content using synthetic audio from these tools, and they also help in creating your accessibility compliant services where you need audio support for all the visual content. These tools are very helpful in augmenting the video production process. Apart from these, one other area where tools are becoming very popular is in code generation. This is purely on the development side of digital solutions. So, moving away from your conventional way of using tools and manual development process, today it's possible to use these generative AI tools to actually build out applications from a very basic idea, and then it gives you a minimum viable product that you can experiment, test, and then see how the use cases really work out. And this includes even your UX and your UI development, which means you can test out use cases, journey maps, and everything that goes into creating these prototypes. Some of the popular tools that are available for content generation, we have ChatGPT currently in version 5, and we have Claude and Gemini. These are great tools for generating content, be it creative copywriting or even long form content. On the imaging side, we have tools like Midjourney, Gemini 2.5's very popular tool known as Nano Banana. Then we have Black Forest Labs that produces the Flux range of tools, and the GPT-4 and 5, both the versions also generate pretty good images. On the video side, we have tools like Runway, Midjourney, Kling, and Higgsfield. And all these tools are highly efficient, and they give you a lot of flexibility and post-production features that help you to efficiently generate videos from end to end. And this can be supported using the some of the audio tools that we have in the ecosystem, namely Suno, Aviva, Iva, sorry, and 11 Labs. And so, why does it matter having these tools? Especially in some of the areas like citizen services, in order to generate accessible, compliant uh, to content that is tailored, and also making sure you want to create multilingual content on the fly. These tools are highly efficient in creating those compliant contents. And on the operation side, it helps you to save a lot when it comes to costs, and also improve the efficiency in the administration and the workflow processes. And in digital transformation, these tools help not only just modernize the legacy systems, but also help in making them more efficient. So you can create new delivery models, and as these tools keep updating themselves, this also helps in making sure that the efficiency levels only improve over a period of time. And most importantly, keeping businesses competitive in this marketing environment. In today's environment, it's very, very important that you have the right tools to stay relevant, and having the right generative AI tools will ensure that you are able to build and operate and be efficient, all making sure that you are within the guardrails of doing ethical AI adoption. Here are some samples of work that we've done, and you can see how generative AI can be used to generate many types of collaterals. This is a sample of an annual report. So the images, the text, and all the infographics that you see here, it's all generated using AI tools. some more samples of work across different industries. So all the creative copywriting is done using GPT, and the images have been generated using Flux as well as Midjourney. So these tools are highly efficient, and the most important thing here is all you need is a basic idea of what you want to generate. Once you have your core campaign goal and also the concept in place, it's these tools will help you to quickly iterate and visualize your ideas and build the collaterals. This is a sample of how you can generate a video.
Join a young boy and his loyal pet tiger as they embark on a thrilling adventure in the vibrant cosmos. Explore new planets, meet quirky alien friends, and dive into exciting educational games that will spark your curiosity. The Space Adventures of Rick and Tiggy. Launching soon.
So that's an example of how videos can be generated. And in this video that you saw, everything has been done by using generative AI. But the most important thing is the original concept, the core idea has to come from a human being. And that's a most critical part where there's always control on what the content is being generated by these tools. So all these samples that I showed you, there's been a bouquet of tools that have been used here. There is no one tool that can actually generate a complete solution for you, and that's where generative AI workflows play a very important role. So typically, what a workflow does is it brings together a number of tools based on their efficiencies and their strengths, and then what we do is we use them across the concepts in making sure that we are able to produce the best possible by using these tools. And in this graph, you can see how a pre-production process without AI compares to what happens when you use generative AI tools. As you can see, the blue strip, it's tremendously reduced, and there's a lot of savings, and these savings are primarily in three areas. One is in productivity. So if you have a high volume requirement where a lot of collateral is being produced over a period of time, these tools in a workflow can help you improve your productivity, and also make sure that the turnaround times are much quicker, so that improves the speed of delivery right across. And all of this happens without any compromise on quality. So there is a standards that are being maintained here, and the consistency is always maintained, and it can also be defined within the workflows on especially when it comes to making sure the brand voice and the guidelines are consistent across all the collaterals that are being generated. Here is an example of a typical creative workflow. So we start with a hand drawing, which signifies that there is a human who's working on the basic core idea, and then that's converted into a digital sketch. From there on, the generative AI tools take over. So we have a multitude of tools that we use across, and the images that you see, including the label on the pack, everything is generated using AI. And the 3D view is also generated using AI, which means compared to a conventional process, this takes almost just 50% of the time to actually generate these. And the advantage here is, if you're ideating on a product development or even a campaign idea or even promotional idea, it gives you a lot of time to actually think through multiple ideas and generate collateral that will help you to actually make effective decision making in the process. Here are some more samples that we generated just to show how an early go-to-market strategy is possible using these collaterals like banners, social media posts. So these give you as what we call as a pre-visualization process. And this is another video that we created, which could be part of a social campaign. So how do we bring this to our audience? So that's where we put together what we call as a hybrid publishing system. And the heart of this system lies Adobe's InDesign server, which is a tool that is very commonly used and well known in the design circles. And what we have done is we've augmented the InDesign platform with generative AI. In the process, what we have done is create a value proposition where we make sure that there is always a human in the loop while we automate and make sure that these tools improve the efficiency of generating collateral for marketing and business communications. So some of the benefits of using this platform are, it helps you to build brand compliant template based designs, especially for businesses who have predefined brand guidelines across their marketing material. These are well defined and available within a centralized asset library. And then we have an automated system that allows to be published in multiple formats, where right from PDFs for print or digital consumption, or creating EPUBs, or even generating JPEGs and PNGs for social media campaigns. And then the value add here would be the generative AI tools that are augmented into the system. They help in producing the content in the form of copy as well as images. And even these tools are brand compliant, which means that anything that is generated will be within the guardrails of how the brand voice has been defined by the businesses. And there is a centralized InDesign server, which means that you don't need multiple licenses. So any number of users can use it. And there's a tremendous cost savings there in terms of software installation. So overall, if you see, you get at least a 40% cost savings in your work, and then at least 60% of time savings over a period of time as you continue working. So these are some screens of the frame, the tool, how it will look. This is the login screen. And then once you log in, you come to a dashboard, which will display a set of templates you can choose from, or you can even toggle and choose an existing project. And once you are inside the template, this is your edit panel. So typically every template, every component can be edited, which means that you can modify the headlines, the content, and all the subcopies, as well as the images. You can replace it from your image library that's available within the tool system. And so that's all of this happens within the brand guidelines of the business. So the brand guidelines have been predefined within the tool templates, and even the colors you choose will be from a palette that's compliant with the brand guidelines, and even the typography will be completely defined by the brand guidelines. And if you don't want to use the image library, you always have the option of generating images using the generative AI plugins that are available. So that it basically expands your scope for creating more dynamic content. And this is not just for images; it can be done for even your copy. which means that your headlines can be generated, your body copy can be generated using these AI tools. And most importantly, the generative AI tools are available as optional plugins. So even if a business feels that AI tools are not compliant right now within the business regulations, the tool will still be relevant for churning out collaterals. Apart from that, what we have is also a number of utilities that can be plugged into the framework. And the most important one is what we call as Remediate. It's a tool that allows you to make your documents accessibility compliant. And this is an AI driven solution that can be added. And then we have tools for metadata generation, for translation services, where you can